Hey there everybody, it's Missy with the Bella Boulevard creative team, and I'm excited to be bringing you another scrapbooking process video today. And I'm going to be featuring some of the new Puffy stickers. You can see here there are alphas, hearts, pluses or crosses, and stars, and they're just so bright and colorful. And I'm going to be featuring the stars in this layout. I'm also going to be using papers from the new Illustrated Faith Basics paper pad. And you can see here it is full of just a little bit of everything. You've got animals, arrows, hearts, butterflies, graphic patterns, speech bubbles, checkerboard patterns, everything. And then an array of colors of these puffy stars, and they're just so pretty. I love, love, love all these colors. So I've chosen this confetti paper from that paper pad as my background. I really like the look of it. I love the colors. And when I saw this paper, for some reason, I thought of stars. And then I knew I wanted to work with the puffy stars. And so I decided to create some big stars for my background. And I went through that paper pad and chose a blue, a pink, and an orangey yellow color paper and found a star cut file in the Silhouette store and cut 3 large open stars. And I'm just going to kind of glue them together here so it can just move around as one big piece there. And I'm going to come in with some white gesso, and I like to do this a lot before I add watercolors or paints to my layouts, and it just kind of gives me a little bit of white space, and it also toughens up the background so the water isn't going to just rip and tear through the paper. So it's kind of a protective border as well as a nice white paint, I guess you could say. But it's a primer, and so it's going to allow me to blend, and it's going to allow the paint to stay on top of the paper instead of just seeping through it. So I'm going to use this black and white picture, and I'm going to sort of put it at the bottom right area so it looks like she's looking up and across the layout. And so before I glue anything down, I'm going to come in with my watercolors. And these are just Shimmers paints that I have in matching colors that are on the background paper. The orangey yellow, the orange, the light pink, and the darker pink. And I'm going to add a little bit of blue as well, since I did cut a blue star. And I'm just using the packaging technique. This is a fun and easy, quick way to get watercolor on your background. If you like that look, you don't have to use a brush. You just squirt it onto the plastic, flip it over, and smush it down, and it's done. And I want this to be kind of subtle, yet bright at the same time. I'm going to put the stars on top of this, and you're going to be able to see through it. So we're featuring 2 things this week. This week is National Words Matter Week, and so I'm going to be focusing on journaling on this layout, as well as our product focus this week, which is the Puffy stickers. And I really like how this turned out. I don't know why stars popped into my mind. I usually don't think of stars when I think of confetti, like the background quote says, but for some reason stars popped into my head, and I really like the way it turned out. So hopefully you will too. So I also wanted to add a little bit of the watercolor over to the right area, so it's going to kind of peek around my photo, since I know my picture is going to go right there. And I love how that looks. I just think it's fun and different. And I chose a black and white photo since I knew I was going to have a lot of bold colors on the page. And I think the black and white photo just sort of pops off of that. Okay, so for my journaling, I decided to print it on my computer, and I used vellum because I knew with all that gesso on the page, it was going to be really challenging to use a pen to write directly on top of it. And since our focus is on journaling, I wanted to write more than I usually do. And so I thought I would put it in the center of the hearts here where they overlap. But I didn't want to, like I said, write directly onto the background paper because it would look a hot mess on top of that gesso. So the vellum allows me to have nice, neat printed words, but you can still see the pretty mixed media behind it. And so I'm going to just take a little bit of time here to glue these down. And I usually do handwritten journaling, but for this, I just felt like the typed journaling looked better or would work better. So I get all that glued down, and I did a little bit of stitching before I came back to the camera work. And I did 3 matching colors with the yellow, the pink, and the blue. And I just stitched through each star, give a little bit of texture and dimension. And now I can ruffle up the edges of the stars just to kind of make them look a little rough. I'm going to add a little bit of tissue paper behind my picture before I start to work on my embellishments. Now, I wanted to continue on with the confetti idea, and I thought, well, it would be cute to have a bunch of little stars kind of sprinkled around the layout, and so that's what I'm going to do. And I've pulled out 4 different colors. I've got the light pink, which is called the cotton candy mix, the blues, which is the ice mix, the darker pink is called punch, and the orange is called orange. And I'm going to use some of the open stars, some of the solid stars, and there's, you know, a few different sizes on each one. And for my journaling, you know, I tried to make this kind of a serious layout, and I talked about how my daughter, you know, she's 10 now, and this photo is from a few years ago, but just talked about how, you know, she's such a sensitive and kind soul at such a young age, and I hope that as she grows older, she will continue to be kind and just keep a smile on her face and accept everyone for who they are, and just be a nice person as she grows up. And that's pretty much what I talked about. And since the quote on this layout is about kindness, it sort of inspired me to write that about her. So I went through the paper pieces pack from the Illustrated Faith Basics and chose a few flowers. The colors match perfectly. And I believe I also used one of the stickers from the cardstock sticker sheet. Now I'm going to add a little bit of that's not journaling. Hello, that's thread. A little bit of tangled thread around the picture like I usually do, as well as a little bit of adhesive foam. And that's just going to give it a little bit of height. And since I have a little bit of white space on my picture, I felt like those flowers looked really cute right there to the right of her head. Gives it a little bit of interest and color, and I'm still not, you know, I'm not covering up anything important in the picture. And that arrow is also from the paper pieces pack. Now I'm going to go through and glue everything down. The stars were really not sticking at all because I used the gesso, and I find that happens to me with almost anything that I use sticker wise. It rarely sticks to the gesso because it's got some grit to it, and so it's always a good idea to go back and add glue to anything like letter stickers or you know, these puffy stickers, anything like that, because they will not stick very well. And I really like how this is turning out. I think the stars are so cute, and it just kind of looks like she's looking up toward the stars and the journaling. And I decided to let the background paper quote be my title. So I didn't worry about leaving any open space for another title. And I felt like, you know, there's plenty going on already. I didn't want to muddy it up with any more big titles. And I thought, you know, the stars and the picture and the journaling are sort of the focus here. And so I thought, I didn't even really have another place to put another title. And so I just decided to leave it as is. And that's another die cut piece from the paper pieces, and I just added a little bit of foam under it to give it some height, and I put some thread under that. And I like the way it curves into the journaling there. It's like the perfect shape. And I'm going to do the same thing for that flower up in the upper left area. And some blue thread under that one. I kind of went crazy with the puffy stickers, but they're so addictive. It's hard to know when to stop. So I went through the other paper pieces pack. There are 2 paper pieces pack, and I pulled out the another floral cluster. I'm going to glue that to the top of the picture, and then the little arrow underneath the picture, and then a touch more thread right underneath there in a pink. And I believe the last thing I'm going to do is come in with a little bit of black ink and add just a little bit of black splatters just to pull some of the black from the picture. And I didn't add any more journaling because, like I said, I typed it this time, so I didn't do anything handwritten on this layout. And that is going to wrap it up. There's the final layout. I love how this turned out. I love the colors. This collection is amazing. Oh, I just want to use it, and this is my first layout using it, and I just want to keep going. It's so pretty. So I hope you check out all the new Bella Boulevard creations, or not creations, collections, especially the puffy stickers, because they are too cute and they go with almost everything. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching me put this together. Let me know if you have any questions about any of the products or the techniques or anything. I'll be more than happy to answer. So thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Have a great day.